Hey Leo, this reading is for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising in Love, October 15th through the end of the month. Leo in Love, October 15th through the end of the month. Leo, I will still be giving away a free reading this month, as I always do. If you would like to be considered for a free reading, make sure you subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment below your video, and I will notify winners at the very end of the month. Let's get one more shuffle in here for you, Leo. Leo in Love, October 15th through the end of the month. Okay. First message coming through for you, Leo. It feels like you are more accepting with more peace of where you are at with a partner. For some of you, it's as simple as you took some space, somebody was traveling, and in that space, you really missed your partner, and you come back home or your partner comes back home, and you have more appreciation for them. You have more peace of mind sticking around in the situation that you are currently in, okay? But I think for others of you, and this may occur over the next 2 weeks if it hasn't already, I'm seeing this reference point of Leo bumping into an ex and having this reality check, like, whoa, this story and this version of events that I sort of remembered in my mind all of this time since our breakup, it's not really true. I'm not as attracted to you as I thought I was. Or you bump into an ex and you see they're not as, I don't want to say as special, because I think everybody is special in their own way, but you sort of made it out to be more than it really is or was. And it's this very like peaceful resolution of like, wow, I really accept that we're not together. I am very peaceful. And it's just this reality check of sorts that's really needed. So if you haven't had that experience already this month, you may over the next couple of weeks, because this comes through really strong. But the main message is having an appreciation and more acceptance as to where you are at with the partner, whether it's with the current partner who's still in your life, or really accepting and coming full circle with peace in regards to separation. Okay, so let's get a little bit more clarity on this. Leo in Love, October 15th through the ends of the month. I'm definitely seeing things more peaceful on the home front for those of you who are in very long-term committed relationships, especially for those of you who share a home. Soulmate right off the bat, okay? Soulmate spring lessons. I know we talk about this a lot. Soulmate spring lessons. Yes, there's a lot of intensity. There's a lot of chemistry. There's a lot of depth there. But soulmates show up to reflect back to us what still needs to heal. It does feel like some of you may have gone through the ringer with a partner. You may still be going through the ringer with a partner. But Leo, for some of you, it's like you may have really been on the verge of calling it quits with somebody. And I don't know, some sort of separation, some sort of distance you had. Now all of a sudden, you appreciate each other. And it feels mutual. It doesn't just feel like this comes from you. But it feels like there's this mutual appreciation that maybe wasn't there. Okay, things are hard, but I really missed you while I was away or while you were away. And I really want to give this another shot. I really want to keep working at this. Because you know what? We are more peaceful. We are better than I was giving us credit for, or this really is worth sticking out even though we're going through a really rough patch right now. It does feel like for some of you you've been going through a really rough patch. Not all of you will come full circle with that peace and want to stay together. For some of you, it is more peaceful to move on, and that's okay, Leo. I do feel the dominant message here for you. It's about sticking it out. It's about not walking away from a partner, really appreciating who you have, or if your partner had really been on that verge of thinking of a separation and maybe seeing it through, they're coming back home to you like, wow, how could I have even thought about leaving, Leo? How could I have ever thought about a separation? Things are so good with us. Okay, we're having a rough patch. Let's just get through it. There's something peaceful, not in a I'm settling for somebody way. It's not about settling, but I am getting the word settling in, which is a very different energy than just settling for someone who isn't of your highest good. It's like settling in together. I'm getting for some of you, settling back in together. There's something peaceful here. I really think you guys are starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel now. If you've been going through a rough patch, it's almost over. Leo, it's almost over. Some separations won't be permanent, okay, if you've recently separated from a partner. For some of you, you needed the separation to really come full circle in regards to appreciating each other. It's really seeing the strengths in the relationship that you have together. There's definitely Virgo energy here too. Some of you, I think, may be on the cusp of Leo and Virgo. Definitely getting Virgo energy hardcore here. Okay, so we have 2 cards that just popped. Let's start with this. Let your friends help you at the center of your reading. This came up strong for Virgo. This speaks to a couple of things, okay? It does feel like this person may be a best friend for you. It feels like this soulmate partner may also have those best friend qualities. So there's a whole lot of depth here. There is friendship in addition to all that chemistry and all that love. And I personally think relationships that have that at the core are the most blessed relationships, okay? So that may be that aha moment that you have. Like, okay, we're going through a hard time, but how lucky am I to have this incredible love with this person who is also my best friend? And that may be too much to walk away from, hence being able to have more peace sticking out a rough patch, okay? For others of you, let your friends help you. It speaks to a friend, and this is a huge message that came through for Virgo. It's one friend. I'm not getting a group of friends. I do think you would benefit from being more social over the next couple of weeks, especially if you're having a hard time in love. But I'm seeing a friend, somebody really special. This could be a family member or a friend who is like a family member coming through to really help you navigate a tough situation. It feels like the friend would be in favor of you staying intact, you staying with the partner. It feels like somebody whose intentions are really in the right place. Talk to that person, they may be able to shed some light. It feels like this situation may be too close to you, Leo, for you to have full clarity. It's someone that you can trust who can shed some additional light on your current situation, and therefore a little bit more peace for you. I'm getting peace of mind. A friend is going to help you achieve peace of mind quicker than if you just go at it yourself, because you might be missing something, and you may be missing something really important. This is followed by keep an open mind. Stay open-minded to either getting back together or sticking out a rough patch. Keep an open mind to what a resolution should look like or can look like. And keep an open mind to hearing your partner out, but also make sure your partner has an open mind to you. It can't be one-sided. It can't be one person venting, one person being heard, and the other person just sort of absorbing it all. This has to be an open conversation both ways. It has to be mutual conversation. So keep that in mind. For those of you who are single, okay, over the next 2 weeks, it feels like this past life relationship. This soulmate feels like an old soulmate. This feels like an ex, okay? This does not feel like a new partner. For those of you who are single and you're not newly single, I think if you are newly single, you may call this partner back in, because it does feel like something isn't fully resolved here. But if you are done, you're not getting back together with anybody, that feels like an old relationship, someone you may cross paths with, and you're going to have that reality check like, oh wow, this wasn't as good as I remembered in my head, and now I have peace of mind and I'm just going to move forward. If that applies to you, go out with your friends and just have fun. Be open-minded to people that you meet. It does feel like you'll call in somebody new. Maybe not over the next couple of weeks, but it does feel closer than you realize, Leo. But it's when you're out with friends. It's when you're having fun. It's when you're not controlling outcomes, right? You're just in that flow. And Leo, you guys have been so good about being in that flow. I have not been getting any of that controlling outcome from Leo. I have been picking up on that with other signs pretty hardcore. With Leo, it's like you guys just seem to get it. You guys are just in that flow. You're feeling good about yourself. Your self-esteem is in a much better place than it has been in the past. I see you being social, and if you're single, you will be attracting partners in, okay? It does feel like if you call somebody back in over the next 2 weeks, or not even back in, if you call somebody new in over the next 2 weeks, I don't see that that person is meant to stay, but they may be like one of those fleeting soulmates, like someone who's just going to show up briefly, teach you a lesson, remind you of some old karmic pattern you went through with an ex, and you're going to be like, oh no, I am not walking down that road again. But it's going to be the reflection that you need to heal something a little bit further, okay? Now, if you decide to call somebody back in, or you meet up with that ex, I don't see an ex coming back if you guys have been separated for a long time. But if it is a new breakup, I don't know, Leo. I don't even know if you're open to it. If you're sort of open to it, try to keep an open mind to entertaining that maybe something wasn't meant to end quite yet. It doesn't mean you guys are going to be together for all of eternity, but it does mean that maybe a conversation still needs to happen. Even if you guys decide, okay, we're not going to get back together, but let's not be abrupt and reactive about it. Like, let's really talk it through. Let's give each other peace of mind, if nothing else, before we go our separate ways. Okay, this is definitely an X, though, for the majority of you. So, like I was saying, this feels like an X. This doesn't feel like somebody new coming in. Is clarified. If I release your ex, there's old ex energy. It's time to cleanse. Even if you want to call somebody back in, you still have to clear the old energy between you guys, or it will continue to be a block. I do think for the majority of you, Leo, especially if you've been separated with somebody from quite a while, you don't want to call them back in. You don't want that. Even if you have this really like perfect version of events still in your mind, there's still a part of you that knows the reality of the relationship. And I think for the majority of you, you're very conscious of the reality of the relationship, the good and the bad. You're not trying to call in back, but it is time to clear that energy. I do feel like friends are going to help you with that. If you're struggling, friends are going to help you with that. Just don't be surprised if you bump into said ex. I really, really, really think that you may bump into this particular person. You're going to cross paths in some way, shape, or form. I really think it's going to give you peace, okay? You don't necessarily have to manifest that bumping into each other, but just be open-minded if you do. Do not be surprised if that alone gives you all the peace in the world to move on with your life. That alone may help you cut those energy cords, because I really think for some of you, the version you have of the ex in your head still is just not the reality of what things were really like between you guys. And you know what, Leo? I'm certainly guilty of that. We are all guilty of that. That's what you do after a breakup. You sort of linger on the good and you forget about the bad. And you know what? It's a blessing in disguise if that happens for you. If you cross paths or you see something online or someone brings up something about an ex, you may need that message, so honor that if it comes up for you. All right, moving on. We have love. Let your friends help you center the reading, and then love yourself first. For some of you, that friend is just going to remind you to reconnect to self-love, to reprioritize self-love. You're in a healing stage right now, so it's not necessarily about calling new love in yet. It's close to you, but for some of you, you still need to heal. Your friends are going to help you do that, okay? But it also feels like by loving yourself first, by honoring self-love, you're going to get back out there and be social with friends. I do feel like some of you may have been in relationships that disconnected you from important friendships. They may have been all-consuming and you didn't have time for friends. You didn't have time for other relationships that were equally as important to you. You're getting back to that. You're getting back to that now, and it's very important, Leo. I know how loyal Leos are. And if you have a partner who's all-consuming, you may just delve into that and be okay with that and have peace with that. But the reality is we all need to have a life outside of our romantic relationships for them to be healthy. Leo, you have so many talents. You have so many passions. You have so much life, you know? When I think of a Leo, Leo 1 is the sun, okay? Leo is the light. Leo is the life of the party. Leo always has so much life going on. Get back to that. Yes, you will spend some time alone if you're going through a breakup and there's still energy to cleanse. But a part of you honoring that self-love is getting back out into your element. Go have fun. Go be social. Go enjoy yourself. Go reconnect with friends. They'll understand you were in a relationship that was a little toxic or a little draining. They're going to understand why they had some distance from you. People won't hold it against you. Not the people who matter. Not the people who really have your best intention at heart, okay? Or good intentions for you at heart. I do see some reconnections with friends here. For sure. Keep an open mind. Clarified by honeymoon. I think for those of you in a relationship, you traveled. It wasn't necessarily a breakup type of separation, but you may have been apart because someone traveled for work, someone went on a trip, the partner wasn't with them, and you missed each other, and it gave you some sort of clarity. The missing each other was really, really good, and you come back together, and there's strength there, and there's reconnection, and you guys are good. For some of you, it literally is that simple. You have an open mind now. If you are having an issue with the partner, you may come home, and it's already resolved because you're just so grateful for the life that you have with them that it's not worth allowing those old issues to linger anymore, to even have those conversations. You may find a partner does this for you, Leo. If a partner comes home from a trip, and they are no longer trying to rehash that thing that has been bothering them for quite a while. They genuinely seem more connected to you. They genuinely seem like they're coming from a place of joy. Understand that they have consciously put something aside to honor their love for you because they genuinely missed you. Celebrate that. Give them credit for doing that. You may be doing that for a partner. That takes a lot of strength. To me, that is very evolved to do in a relationship. It's not about burying, okay? This is really about real healing if they're not bringing it up again, okay? It's because they honor and they so appreciate being with you that they don't want that little issue to cause a separation, and it could have without this new perspective, okay? So some separation here is actually what saves your relationship long term. And it's very healthy for you. You may decide to travel alone. Oh, I didn't realize this popped, and this is beautiful. But you may decide to travel alone over the next 2 weeks, okay? Not all of this has come through to completion before you head into October 15th through the end of the month. For many of you, this is what lies ahead over the next couple of weeks. So it may not be that you have peace quite yet, but you may have some separation, and that's how you get back to appreciating each other more, really valuing the relationship more, okay? But look at this, crowning your whole reading. It's commitment. I'm getting recommitment. I'm getting a recommitment of love, appreciation for one another. At a much, I want to say a higher level, but also a deeper level, okay? There's something really beautiful here in terms of healing for you, Leo, and it comes naturally, right? This isn't about sitting down and just trying to logically work through what your love means. No, it's something that happens when you're not thinking about it. It's something that shows up naturally, may catch you by surprise, like, wow, we've been separated and I thought I wanted this, and I just miss this person so much, and there's so much love there. I'm going to go home. When I get back from this trip, I'm going to let my partner know how much I love them. I'm willing to let certain things go, or we still need to heal some things, but I'm all in it, and I'm committed to healing. Look at this. Bottom of the deck, we have passion, forgiving, and learning. There is definitely Virgo energy here, but it ends well for you, Leo. Don't be surprised if some partners come back, especially if you've recently separated. They may not be done. It may not be final. If you're open-minded to that, it'll probably come full circle over the next couple of weeks ahead, or pretty soon after, okay? Like early November, but that energy is certainly here for you if you want it. If you're single, it's about being out with friends. It's about being back in your element. It's about reconnecting to friends and people who are important to you, because it does feel like somebody distracted you from having that life and those other relationships that you really need to be happy and healthy. But it also feels like you need to travel. If you have the opportunity to travel, do it. If you're single, I'm also getting this. It's not so much about you physically traveling, but if someone could be traveling to your city. It could be somebody who, maybe they live in your city, okay? But they're from far away. It feels like there's somebody from a different part of the world that you connect to that would be a phenomenal partner for you. I'm talking like very, 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 very different from the kind of partner you normally attract. I'm getting different religion, ethnicity, completely different backgrounds, but it's so exciting. There's so much passion there. This person may wind up being like a best friend to you, but there's love there and there's chemistry there. This doesn't feel like it'll come full circle over the next 2 weeks, but I feel like for those of you who are open-minded and that applies to you, it will end in commitment soon, like November soon, okay? So if you're single, if you don't want to be single for too much longer, there's definitely somebody coming in, but they're going to be different. If you have the opportunity to travel, do it, okay? Definitely some long-distance relationships here, too. Keep an open mind to long-distance relationships, even though we all know how difficult they are, and sometimes that totally sucks. I'm telling you, there's this message around separation is what winds up keeping a relationship together. It doesn't mean that you're separated permanently, but sometimes those long-distance relationships, when you have to invest that time and that money to maintain them, but then you're talking on the phone for like huge chunks of time when you would never normally do that. There's more depth there. When you can't physically see each other, you appreciate each other more when you are able to meet up. Is that kind of an energy that enhances love. So honor these kinds of separations now. It does feel like somebody's getting back together. Somebody's coming back together from a trip far away. Really good energy here. Don't be surprised if there's a Virgo in the mix, okay? All right, Leo. If you feel like you need more clarity, reach out to me. I'm available for private readings. I'm available for energy healing work, which you guys know that I specialize in. I'm fully booked up at this point for October. I will still be taking on some emergency sessions and emergency readings, but I've honestly been taking on way too many emergency readings and sessions because I've been trying to get all of you guys in, and I'm kind of overdoing it for my own, in terms of my own schedule here, but I will try. I promise you, I will try. So reach out to me if you need it. We will figure something out, even if you have to be a little patient with me, even if I can't get you in like within a couple of days of reaching out, we'll figure it out. All right, Leo, I love you guys. Thank you as always for your support here. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at UrbanSoulGuru. I'll see you guys back on November 1st. So much love, light, gratitude. Enjoy this love. This is beautiful energy, Leo, and I'm happy for you guys. You deserve it. Ciao.